Welcome to POL Classics. Be sure to check out the best of POL from over the years. It's at its most popular day and time, and guess what? It's only on WNEP+.
WNEP proudly presents the premier outdoor show in northeastern and central Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania Outdoor Life, your window to the great outdoors. Tonight on Pennsylvania Outdoor Life.
You'll meet this local shooter who's aiming at the Olympic Games, and we'll make sure you're ready for the buck season. Oh yeah, this is your last chance to enter to win this Arctic Cat, courtesy of Rusty Palmer.
This week's show is ready to roll. Pennsylvania Outdoor Life starts right now.
Good evening and welcome to Pennsylvania Outdoor Life for a Sunday evening. I'm Ken Hunter and I'm here with Don Jacobs. We've got the first day of bear season coming up tomorrow. We've got the Rusty Palmer Arctic Cat giveaway contest going on throughout the show today, Jake, and Pennsylvania deer season's coming up, and we have to get ready for that.
Yes, we do. We have to get ready. Now, some guys shoot their guns year-round, but for other people who blow the dust off of their guns, take them out from underneath the bed, there's some things that you should do before you fire this. We went to a gun expert, Ed Peastrack from Peastrack's Gun Shop over in Alden, to answer some of our questions, like what do you do?
It's Peastrack's Gun Shop. We've been here since approximately 1972. We opened right after the flood, and we've been here the second generation. Kenny runs the store now.
Quite a display of guns and stuff. You not only sell them, you take care of them too?
Yes, we also maintain them. We have my father-in-law is a gunsmith, and I've been doing gun work for the last 35, 40 years.
All right, Ed. It's a week before the buck season. Give us a rundown of some of the obvious things people should look for when they take their gun out of storage.
Okay, well, the first thing is, use this as an example. This is a very common gun. This is a Remington 700, 300 Magnum. Let's see, first we'll take out the bolt. And the first thing is safety, make sure there's no ammunition, of course. And then what I would recommend to do is clean the bore out.
Okay.
We have a rod right here with a patch on it. Just run it out there, and back a few times. See, that's real nice and clean already. So the bore being taken care of. Next, I would take the gun out of here and check all the screws. It's very important to make sure they're snugged up.
Now that's all the screws that are in there,
All
right?
the screws. You know, this comes open, but there's no, on a lot of your bolt actions, you have a third screw. On this particular model, they do not have it, just have two screws. Okay. And while you have this mount, you check your mount screws. Make sure these are snugged up. They do loosen up, especially from a Magnum type caliber.
Once you get past the general maintenance like this, the old phrase, it ain't broke, don't fix it. If this scope was good for you last year before you go, you shouldn't be
right. You shouldn't
turn everything, right?
Absolutely not, unless somebody borrowed your gun, because they may have made a change on it.
Sure. Okay.
Other than that, then your power changer, make sure that works, and that turns very well. And also, very important on the scopes, you could see the dirt inside the lens. Clean that out with a soft rag and just wipe that off, because you could see the residue inside there. The lenses should be cleaned.
So at this point, based on what you see, short of taking the bolt apart, are we ready to go out and test fire this against a piece of paper?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
Yes, we are.
So it's off to the Wilkes-Barre Rifle Range for some target practice.
When you're sighting this gun in, this rear bag, when you sit down, you squeeze this bag to get the right height. And your cheek touches here. You don't have to touch anything else on the gun. Your first shot is right here.
Right in the red. Yeah, right.
So your height is good. If that's at 50 yards, your height is real good. You're probably climbing at 100, you should be all right. If you want to come over 1 inch to the right, you can. If
Okay.
you had a good steady hold.
I did. Should we shoot just one more, maybe?
Yeah, why don't you not want to try it?
Okay. Okay.
You okay?
Yep.
All right.
Half-inch away from it.
This is a barrel goes up to 10 power.
Right.
Really, you should not shoot at 10 power. 10 power is more for identification because you get parallax in the scope, meaning the image moves.
Right.
This should be, if you shoot the highest power, just 6 power you should shoot at.
In the field when you're shooting deer.
That's all. Never go above 6 when you're shooting.
Okay.
You know,
I
that's
usually
pretty-
keep it between 5 and 6. So I
Yeah,
guess
that's
I've been
good.
right.
That's
Okay.
good. A lot of hunters keep it on 9 power. You'll be surprised how many people bring guns in. They can't sight in. It's on 9 power. I said, well, how come you're shooting at 9 power?
Right.
They said, well, you could see better. Yes, you could see, but you get the parallax, so you get a different image.
Okay.
That's not for shooting.
This is a 270, 150 grain.
Right.
Okay.
And this is a similar gun to yours. This is the same basic gun, bolt action. This happens to be a Winchester.
Okay.
They make several grain bullets. Okay, you got to understand that if you use different grain bullets, the point of impact is going to change. From 150 to 175, 180. So be sure when you're purchasing your ammunition, buy the same grain bullet.
That you used last year, or
Yes.
that it was sighted in for?
Whatever it's sighted in for,
Unless
use
you
it.
plan on working on it for a
Right.
while.
Because it's going to change. It could be an inch off, it could be 2-3 inches off. And for deer hunting, you know, if you shoot anywhere, you know, in this area here, my goodness, you know,
Right.
it's fatal for the deer.
And if you take a look at this hole right there, that was the last shot that I fired. And what Ed said was, for this gun, a 300 Winchester Magnum, not knowing that you may not be shooting a 300-yard shot because it's very capable, you want to be at least 2 to 2.5 inches high at 100 yards. And I was aiming at that little target.
You're just about right.
I'm just about right, and all these were
Okay.
grouped pretty nicely. We'd certainly like to thank Ed Peastrack from Alden over there. Thank you for spending the time with us, and good luck to your family and Ken and all the guys over there. And
Great.
I'm ready, and it seems like some of the
Good
elk hunters
tip.
are
Well,
ready
I'll tell
too.
you what, Jake, this is a great elk gun, 300 Winchester mag. Obviously, a lot of people had their elk guns ready, and they were on target. We were over to the shoot. This is the third Pennsylvania elk hunt that came up. Of course, the third one this year. And this year there were, I believe, 68 elk killed. There were 50 cows. 18 bulls were killed. We got a chance to see a bunch of those bulls coming in the first day. Last year, 70 permits went out, and 61 people were successful in taking their elk.
So the numbers are really
the
good.
numbers are good. They're going up, and the health of the herd, according to the biologists, are very good. So probably next year, I think we're going to have another elk hunt. We don't know what the numbers are going to be yet, but it looks very, very positive.
Well, congratulations to all of our local people that were successful in the elk hunt. What you're going to see right now, coming across the bottom of our screen right here, very first clue for tonight's Arctic Cat giveaway contest. That's clue number 1 for tonight. Now, you only need 4 collectively over the last 3 weeks. You've already given you 12. Stick around. You'll get 4 that you can use for the contest to enter tonight.
And speaking of the contest, we're going to go to a break in just a minute here, but when we do, or before we do, Corey Bailey's going to tell us a little bit more about safety and how to use one of these things properly.
Here's another important safety tip. Remember, these machines are made for off-road use only, not to ride on public roads or highways. And always remember, these machines were made to ride one person, so always remember, ride alone.
We'll have even more POL Classics on WNEP Plus right after this.
Welcome back to Pennsylvania Outdoor Life. You know, we got a lot of hunting going on, but I have to say a special thanks to the people over there at Froggy 101 and the Breakfast Club, Doc Medic and Kelly.
Got yourself a shirt.
No, actually, I'm giving this shirt to you. I know you like racing too, and there's a Froggy 101 t-shirt from you from the Breakfast Club. They had me over the other day. We talked all about hunting, talked to some incredible listeners who are also viewers, great group of people. But
deal.
right now we're going to change gears and talk maybe Olympics.
Well, we've been talking a lot about shooting, and shooting accuracy is certainly important, and we happen to have a chance to get with a fellow by the name of Josh Richmond, 17-year-old from Hillsgrove, Pennsylvania, who's going to be whacking some of these targets. In fact, he's 4 targets away from making the Olympic team. That's not a very big target. Let's see how Josh does.
My name is Les Greavy with the North Mountain Sportsmen's Association, shooting grounds on North Mountain, just north of Hughesville on Route 220. And what we have behind us is an Olympic trap bunker. This is the way they shoot trap in the Olympics.
Now, we're looking at a big array here behind us in this bunker. That's pretty impressive. In the American, we have one trap.
One trap.
How many do we have here?
There's 15 traps there. They are computer controlled. The computer will make sure that every shooter gets exactly the same number of every angle shot in the course of 100 targets. They are voice activated, and the 15 traps are set in 9 different schemes or 9 different patterns. First you set the elevation, then you set the distance, and then you set the angle. Well, when you set the elevation, and each elevation is different, but the distance is the same, that means that each target has to fly at a different speed. Whereas in American, the targets are always flying at the same speed. Yep. One of the young men that trains here, Josh Richmond, after the fall selection shoot, is standing 3rd in the Olympic selection process. The top 2 men will go from each discipline. He's only 4 targets out. After 300 targets shot, there are 350 yet to shoot in Fort Benning in March. He's standing very good. He's also the Junior Olympic national champion and represented the United States at Cyprus at the World Shooting Championships, and his junior team took team bronze in the world. We shoot 2 games off of this. One is the singles, where we use all 15 of the traps, and the other is double trap, where we only use the center 3 traps, number 7, number 8, and number 9. Josh Richmond specializes in shooting double trap.
Ball!
Now, Josh, how old are you?
I'm 17 years old. I'll turn 18 in December of this year. I shot my first shot at age 5 at actually at my grandparents' house after a $5 bet to shoot a gun. And after that, it just kind of took off, and I followed them to ATA shoots and different little small clubs, and got interested in the sport. And then finally, I tried it myself and caught on. I've ran 3 200 straights myself in ATA. I've had 100 straight in doubles. I have yet to have 100 straight in handicap from the 27-yard line, which I've attained when I was 15 years old. I became Trap Shooter of the Year last year and inducted to the Pennsylvania Hall of Fame. This year will be my 2nd year on the All-American team for junior trap. I was also on the sub-junior All-American team the first year I shot for that. I've won at the Grand American a few times. I've won the Champions event at the Grand. I'm the National Junior Olympic double trap champion for 2003. I traveled to Cyprus, Nicosia for the World Championships last September, and my team took bronze medal out of I think there was about 24 countries there competing.
See if you can catch the shot.
Ball! This is a K80 from Made by Krieghoff. They have a plant over in Germany. This is one of their highest models there is. This is a fully adjustable gun, and that is why it makes it so special. It has mechanical triggers, the best triggers in the world that I've ever made. They have a adjustable comb on this, which I can adjust my top barrel for my second barrel brakes. I also have a thing out here at the end of my gun. It is a bushing out here that I have different sizes for, that I can adjust my first barrel brakes and make it shoot a foot high, a foot low, and anywhere I'd like to. Well, the lights here actually signify what person is on the line at the time. When you start on post 1 here, the light will be on for the signal person that's on. And if you have a 6-shooter squad, which we usually do, the light will actually move down through there and tell you whose person is on. I just shot post 1, and now it moves down here to post 2 to signify that post 2's turn is ready.
Of course, a lot of times they're not speaking English in other countries, so you have no way of knowing.
And many times,
the light system is what does it.
The light system is the universal kind of way of telling everyone without speaking that it's your turn to shoot.
Show us another. Right.
Ball! And now it's on number 3. Ball!
Now, Josh, I've had some decent days on the clay range, and I've had some really bad days. Does that ever happen to you?
Everyone has bad days once in a while, but I guess they say it's the champions that don't have the bad days many times, so.
Now, when is this Olympic shoot coming up yet? How long do you have until you're ready to?
I have about approximately 4 months. I think it's a tentatively in March, and that's when we will meet down in Fort Benning, Georgia, for the final spring selection match for the Olympics. When we get down to the Fort Benning, it's almost like a clean slate again. You have to start all over again, and what you're going to do is you're going to shoot them 300, and then you're going to add that score to your previous 300 you shot in the fall, and then you're going to take the top 6 components, the top 6 guys, and then they're going to shoot the final, which is another 50 targets added onto that, your final 600 score, and the top 2 will go to will represent the United States in the Olympics. Ball!
Boy, you put on a whale of a shooting exhibition here, and we're impressed, and we wish you the best. I hope you make the Olympic team, buddy. We want to see you there. Great job, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, we want to thank Bud Greavy, that would be Josh's coach, and we want to thank Josh Richmond for that fine shooting exhibition that he gave us there. Those things are going over 100 miles an hour when they leave that trap, so great job. And if you're interested in helping out a little bit with his fund, his Olympic fund, you can go to our website. There's a Josh Richmond Shooting Fund, and you can contribute some tax-deductible funds to that.
You think he's our ticket to Greece?
I think he has a very good chance, and I would like to see him make it. Maybe we'll get to go.
And I know a Marley Bougamil who's still shooting, hoping to get there. We got some possibilities here of getting to Greece with the Olympic Games. Right now, we've got the possibility of giving you another unscramblable, if there is such a word, clue. It's on the bottom of the screen right now, and that's one of 4 you'll get tonight. You'll be able to enter the contest by the end of the evening. It's an animal found in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Can't make it any easier.
Real easy. And Jake, we're going to go to Corey Bailey right now. He's going to give us another safety tip on how to ride these things.
Another important safety tip, each ATV comes with an operator's manual to help you familiarize yourself with the machine. Remember, if you're not sure of what you're doing, they offer safety courses at your local dealership. So please, safety first.
POL Classic, we'll have much more of it on WNEP Plus right after this.
Welcome back to Pennsylvania Outdoor Life. Reminder, tomorrow, opening day of the bear season. If you're going out, good luck. Be safe. Plenty of bear to go after. Right now, we're going to turn to field staff member Jackie Voss for her field staff tip of the week.
Sighting in and field practicing with your rifle is just as important as pre-scouting is for a successful hunt. Some tips you want to keep in mind when sighting in your rifle. If sighting it in during warm weather, you want to make sure you have enough padding on your shoulder as if you were hunting in the cold. This will help with the eye relief of the scope. The cold weather clothing pushes the scope further away from the eye. Another common mistake hunters make is sighting in their rifle with the cheaper ammo and using a premium bullet for the hunt. Odds are these loads will shoot differently. It's fine to practice with the cheaper bullet, but come hunting season, take the time to sight in your rifle with the same bullet style, grain, and manufactured from the same watt that you plan on hunting with. And remember, practice, 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 and you will find yourself well on the way to hitting where you are aiming. I'm Jackie Voss, your tip of the week.
Thank you, Jackie Voss, for that tip. And if I don't talk to you before the opening day of the buck season, good luck to you and George. Shoot straight.
Good tip, and we really appreciate that stuff. Hey, the photographs keep coming in. We've got some more good photographs for you to take a look at right now on People and Places.
Let's start our look at this week's People and Places with a trip to Fort Lauderdale, Florida. 9-year-old Michael Crake of Scranton caught this 48-inch barracuda on a recent family fishing trip. You know, I never caught a barracuda. Nice going, Michael. Now, let's head north to New Hampshire as we take a look at Jason Michael of Turbotville and the moose he shot. Jason drew a tag, and on the 5th day of the hunt, scored with this 800-pound bull with a 54-inch spread. Way to go, Jason. A little closer to home, we find 12-year-old E.J. Yanchik with his first deer. E.J. shot this doe on the last day of the early antlerless season while hunting in Luzerne County. This is EJ's first year of hunting, and what a great start. Our final photo for this show is of Mickey Bresnick of Shenandoah. Mickey shot this 8-point buck during this year's archery season while hunting in Schuylkill County. This bruiser sported a 20-inch spread. And with this bow and arrow trophy, we'll wrap things up for Pennsylvania People and Places.
And those are some good photos. Please take your camera along. If Ryan isn't with you, take your camera along so we can see the story that you end up shooting.
Oh, that's a good one.
Hey, now that we put a little light on the subject, don't forget, contest time still going on. On the bottom of your screen right now is the third clue for the day. Now, it's an animal found in Pennsylvania. It's all scrambled up. You need to get yourself together and send us some postcards. You've got to be 18 years or older to enter. This is the last night. Next week, live drawing right here on Pennsylvania Outdoor Life. The whole show live. People from Rusty Palmer over. And, of course, the Arctic Cat contest is done after one more clue a little later in the program.
Welcome back to Pennsylvania Outdoor Life. Jake, this Arctic Cat contest is coming to a close real soon, and coming across the bottom of your screen right now is the final clue. There'll be no more clues after this. You now have plenty of clues to write down on that postcard.
And you know what a sum track is?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a sum
I've seen
track.
lots of sum tracks around.
Yeah, some tracks are here, some tracks are there. Of course, that's a word of an animal found in Pennsylvania. Unscramble that.
Jake, we have an interesting item to give away here today on the product giveaway.
Yes,
the
we do.
Eagleville Gambriel?
Yep, Gambriel.
Yeah, and let's take a look at this thing a little bit here. This is for hanging your buck up after you get it, of course.
Right.
And if you look at this, you'll see that it adjusts to 360 degrees, so it spreads that deer out so you can work on it. Simply hook the hind
through the
leg.
bottom, through the bottom lines,
It also spread to about a 30-inch spread, and I see here on the statistics that this thing will go or handle up to 1,000 pounds. I don't know that we have to worry too much about that.
Yeah,
it might work for an elk.
An elk,
well.
yep.
And now these will be available if you're interested in getting one of these. If you're not fortunate enough to win one of the two we're going to give away, you can find these on our website again at WNEP.com.
Yep, and it's from Blanchford, Pennsylvania, Gambriel, Eagleville Gambriel Company. How about we draw a winner here? We're sort of running out of time for this week's Pennsylvania Outdoor Life. We have to remind you we're going to get you ready for the opening day of the Pennsylvania buck season next week. We'll have the actual bear season covered for you and a live drawing to give away the Arctic Cat. Michael Kane of Forest City. Let's pick another winner.
Boy, that's right. We're going to give two of these away.
Michael Kane of Forest City, you are a lucky winner. And, of course, one more winner here, Ken, and that winner is Phil Banaki of Peckville. Phil, congratulations. Two great winners
guys.
there.
Now you got to get the deer to go with it.
Are you going bear hunting?
I won't be out bear hunting, but I might go look and see what's happening.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
Hey, look, if you're going out, good luck. Be sure to watch next weekend. On behalf of Ken Hunter, myself, Don Jacobs, and everybody here at Pennsylvania Outdoor Life and WNEP, good luck in the great outdoors.
So long. Good hunting.
Paul? 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 Paul?
Pennsylvania Outdoor Life is a local presentation of WNEP TV. We're proud to serve northeastern and central Pennsylvania.
Rusty Palmer.
Thank you for joining us for a look back at POL Classics. Now I'm going to invite you to join us every Sunday night at 6:30 on WNEP+.